Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Midrank Madness. This is a game between ddkedr and Cristi on Apotheosis, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player, it is Cristi. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player, it is ddkedr. I think we might just call this guy D. Maybe DD? I don't know. We'll figure something out. Alright, so this is Midrank Madness, an examination of gold, platinum, and diamond level gaming from the communities of StarCraft 2. I figured that section of the community was somewhat underrepresented because everybody likes lobby games, everybody likes high level games, but mid-level games kind of just get ignored. So, if you have a replay for Midrank Madness, go ahead and send it to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Midrank Madness, and I'll send it to my screeners. They will look for the best ones and send them back to me, and I will cast them. So this one got the most votes as of this week. Again, I trust my screeners. I don't watch these games in advance. I don't have the time to. I must have gotten 20, 30 plus this week alone for Midrank Madness. Just don't have the time with the wife and the 3 kids and all the other responsibilities of a full-time job and stuff like that. So we're going to do our best with this, and if it's a good game, great. Thank our screeners. Thanks to everyone, especially Benjamin, especially Spence, especially Dawn. I mean, a lot of people do a lot of work to make sure that this is a good feature, and I really appreciate all of them. All right, so it looks like a standard opening here. Hatch first into an extractor, into a spawning pool for a DD. There's the hatchery back there. Did not take the gold first. Oh, I do want to mention, too, on Apotheosis. Woo, let's get that tongue working. I don't know if I've actually seen a Protoss beat a Zerg on this map yet. It's been a little rough for Protoss players, so hopefully Cristi can kind of break that. I can't think of a reason especially why it's difficult. You can wall this off. It's a big wall, but I mean, that's not exactly why Protoss players are losing. I think maybe it's because this is so wide open. This is pretty wide open. I mean, safe thirds aren't really a standard thing in this game. Maybe it's the ease of access on this gold base for Zerg. I just can't figure out what it is. Whoa, as DD goes straight for a lair, a 2-minute lair out of DD, doing a Maynard transfer over here with his workers. Cristi doing no such thing down here, pretty much fully saturated at the main and nothing going on at the natural, except for a single probe right on there, and sending workers down one by one as they are created, the long way around, mind you. So, Cybercore is finishing. Let's see what Cristi is up to. Cristi's going immediately for Warp Gate. Look at the timing on that Warp Gate. A Roach Warren on the way for DD. Now, the next piece of tech is the most important one. Has anybody scouted at all yet? No, no one scouted at all. I mean, these Overlords are coming, but by the time they get here, it's almost too late to get a good read on what your opponent is up to. So makes a Zealot, first of all, did Cristi. I didn't even see that. So Zealot holding the line. An Adept on the way as well. Is going to be a Stargate, is going to be a robotics facility, a Twilight Council. There are many things that Cristi could do here, and now that this lair is just about finished, what is DD going for? I don't think it's going to be Muta. There is not enough gas being taken yet for a quick 2-base Muta play. Maybe going for Burrow Roach. Okay, so getting speed, which, I mean, could have gotten a while ago, but, I mean, there's the tunneling clause, right? So that's pretty good stuff. We'll see if that's going to be what we're going for. Another Queen on the way. There's the robotics facility for Cristi out here in the front, which I'm not a huge fan of. Roaches show up, they snipe down your Cybercore, and your tech paths are kind of shut down for a little bit of time. But Cristi might be just fine. I may be worrying about nothing here. Trying to wall this way is Cristi. Not walling this off at all, which I find very interesting. I mean, I guess if you're dealing with Ling run-bys, this is not bad. It seems like you can handle them pretty well, although I don't see any sign of aggression out of DD. Just making workers, teching up. It's 29 to 37 harvesters. Cristi really making use of that chrono boost to the best of the Protoss ability right there and right on there. Just making workers, not worrying about upgrades or anything else. And is that another robotics facility coming up? I saw a second one in production. Yeah, right over here. So double robo into Twilight Council. Cristi, what are you up to? You're teching so hard right now and macroing so hard. This is a pretty good opening for the Protoss player. Again, usually I'm worried if Protoss aren't harassing the Zerg by this stage in the game, but I mean, Cristi's up pretty heavily in worker count, 39 to 29. Is going to have Immortals pumping here at some point. Yep, Immortal on the way to deal with any Roaches that show up. And again, this is blind. This is blind out of Cristi. I don't know. I mean, if like 50 Lings showed up right now, I'm not sure what Cristi would do. Immortals are a terrible choice against Lings. I guess maybe the Twilight Council could be used for going for a Templar Archives or a Dark Shrine or something and get some Archons, but that's a ways away. Just double pumping Immortals. A lot of Roaches coming out. So, Immortal versus Roach. Generally, Immortals are going to win that thing. But if there's enough Roaches, right? Enough Roaches with Glial Reconstitution, they can actually snipe down Immortals pretty darn quickly. So we'll see exactly how DD's going to be able to pull this thing off. It's 43 to 29 Harvesters now. DD's actually stopped making Workers, which I'm a little bit concerned about. Making Overlords with a little bit supply blocked here. Cristi also supply block. Not making a Pylon at this point. Come on, Cristi. You got this thing. Make a Pylon or make another base. That's good too, I guess. That does lend some supply. And here comes an Adept Zealot Mortal push. Overlord waggles its antenna saying, hello, glad to see you coming this way. And the Roach count currently stands at 17. Now, is that going to be enough to hold off this initial push? I feel like it may very well be. These Roaches taking their own path to wherever the heck they're going. And surprise! Surprise, Adepts! One Adept dies immediately. Get out of there. Run! That's way too many Roaches for you handful of Adepts to deal with. I think there were 4 when all was said or when all began there. And they're running for their lives. They're not Sonic transferring. So, again, I don't know what level this is. I didn't take a look at the loading screen, unfortunately for me. Immortal, trying to get some shots off, but needs to stop to fire. Cannot shoot while moving. And taking some shots out. Not looking good. Not looking good for that Immortal. Not as fast as Roaches with Glial Reconstitution. It's close. I mean, it's close. 3-1-5 versus 4-2. Can that Immortal live? I think the Roaches should really just go for this here. I mean, the Adepts do tank a lot of damage here. Photon Overcharge comes up, does no damage whatsoever in the Immortals. Now, on the offensive here, at least on the defensive, pushing the Roach player back. Now, Cristi has a third base up here as well for DD. Income tab is 28 to 49. Cristi is still macroing like a boss, double pumping probes like there's no tomorrow. There is a Templar Archives coming up. I don't see any sign of Storm. Do I see any Templar yet? Warping in right now are some Templar. Hey! Look, and it's an Archon. All right, it's going to be an Immortal Archon play, which is pretty fantastic against Roaches. I am not going to lie to you. It is a good composition. Cristi not sitting, well, kind of sitting back, actually. Kind of sitting back and waiting for the enemy to come to him. Or her. I don't know. Cristi could be like short for Cristiano or Christian or something like that, but I don't know. All right. Roach is going for it, and the Immortal count is 5. I don't know about this. One Immortal dies. The Archon just smashing up all of the Lings that show up here. Time Warp being used. Lings getting around the backside, though. Oh, the Immortals are in a lot of trouble right now. The Immortals are all gone. The Archon going to die, too. Wow. Roach is a lot better in that situation than I would have expected. Trying to come over here and deal with these Adepts that are warping in. They die almost instantly. This Immortal, too, is very brave, but has a very short lifespan at the same time. Immortal does end up falling. This one with 3 kills, 4 kills. Can it get a 5th? It gets a 5th and a 6th. No 6th there. Nothing to deal with this Mothership core, so just kind of ineffectually shooting at the Roaches. This base is in a lot of trouble. Another Immortal comes over. Look out, Immortal! Look out, there are so many Roaches. Okay, can this Immortal handle this many Roaches that are already weakened? It very well could. The Roaches decide to back on out. Cristi's floating quite a bit of money right now, but is making Immortals as fast as he can. Or she can. Dang it, we're going to go with he. We're going to go with he unless proven otherwise. If, Cristi, you are a female StarCraft 2 player, I apologize, but you are in the minority. And without telling me in the first place, I'm going to assume that you are a dude. I think my my percentage of female subscribers has gone up to like 3%. It is really dude heavy out there, and I can understand why. Pylons are falling here. Forge 2. These Immortals going to work, though. 5 and 7 kills, respectively. You got to get over there. All the Roaches need to be involved in this. And they are. And they are. The Immortals die again. This is so many dead Immortal right now. Attack something, DD. Attack something, for heaven's sake. This base is in a ton of trouble. It's 98 to 79 total supply. More Roaches coming out from DD. Worker count is now 37 to 53. How does Cristi have so many workers after losing so many at this point? It has lost 16 probes. This third base is roasty toasty dead. Gone. Assimilator dead as well. This has been a pretty good game so far. Zerg player looking strong as per usual. And Cristi kind of hanging back here with some Immortals and Stalkers. And is DD going to go for this thing? That's the question of the day. Mothership core has enough for 1 photon overcharge as of right now. Meanwhile, the Zerg player back home is getting a Hydralisk Den. That's fantastic. Still not making workers, though. About 34 workers. Oh, making 10. Just kidding. 10 workers at a time, because Zerg can do that. Good for them. APM for these guys, about 58 on average for Cristi, 145 for DD. Nothing too spectacular here. I don't think this is high diameter masters, but But you never know. You never know. APM does not tell the whole story. More drones coming up. Muscular augments coming up. That probe is very brave and did manage to survive it. That's a lot of Immortal. That's 3 Immortal and a Photon Overcharge. Another Immortal comes on in here. Any upgrades on these guys at all? No. +1 attack has finished for the Protoss player. I don't know that DD wants to come in here. He does kill 1 Immortal, but he's losing Roaches fast. Decides to back on out. I think that might have been a spot for a contain for DD, instead of a straight-up push on into an established entrenched position by the Protoss. But I've made that mistake before. I think all Zerg players have. Trying to learn from it and trying to get better is what it's all about. Muscular augments on the way for DD. Any Hydralisks on the field? That'd be a good addition to this army. 12 Roaches is all he has. DD, come on, man. Make your army floating so much money. Holy crap. 3,000 minerals, 700 gas. All right, making 3 evolution chambers, going for upgrades. That's good. I like that. Making more and more drones. I like that too. It's 46 to 55 harvesters. Third base has been planted. I'm pretty sure. No, DD knows it's there. He just has no interest in trying to shut it down. That's kind of something you have to do in StarCraft 2, is be aggressive enough and assertive enough to shut that stuff down when you see it. And he is. I think he is. I think DD decided to move on up and try to take down this Nexus. The army is kind of out of position. I don't know. Either way, the Roaches come right on in and take down every single one of the probes here very, very quickly. Probes are completely dead, except for that one. Oh, no, it got taken out as the Roaches were retreating there. That's hilarious. That is funny stuff. 26 workers killed, but guess who has more workers? Oh, DD actually does. It's 52. Cristi takes the lead. It's neck and neck at this moment when it comes to economy. 4th base on the way for DD at the 11-minute mark. Maybe a little bit late, but not too shabby. 46 Lings. I was going to say, you got to make Lings against this Mass Immortal play. It's just, the Mass Immortals are way too good against the Roaches. That +2 attack has completed all the upgrades at once for DD right now. +1 missile, +1 Garon Carapace, and +1 Zerg melee. Popping right on up. So, okay, 100 Lings on the field right now. Okay, it's 46 Lings. Is that even enough to deal with this many Immortal? I think so. I think it is. 11 Hydras too. Okay, this should be enough. Cristi's going to try to move it in here. I don't know how successful he's going to be. Can he harass this line? I think yes, with the high ground spotting from the Warp Prism, he could harass this a little bit. There it is. There it is. Attack moving. Those extractors going to die very quickly. The Lings decide to come right on in and get a full surround. Roaches and Hydras lending their support as well. Their DPS. These Immortals are in a lot of trouble. The Lings are all gone, though. The Lings are all gone. The Hydra is trying to clear these things out. No, they don't take extra damage from the Immortals, but still, there's just a lot of damage being dealt right now. The Adept especially being useful there. 6 kills. Woo, 6 kills on that Adept. This base needs to be evacuated immediately. DD, get out of there. Run. More and more Lings coming on in to get that surround on the Immortals. I think this might be enough to wrap it up. Surrounding 1 Immortal. Surrounding 2 Immortals. 2 getting pinned. Right on there. Are these guys going to survive? The stutter step is not bad from Cristi. Come on, get it. Go, Mortals. No. Okay, fully surrounded now. No micro available. Whew, that's a lot of dead stuff. Another Immortal. Resources lost here. 14,200 lost by Cristi. 10,000 by DD. I think most of that resources lost number is going to be in Immortals. Why are you running? Don't run from these Adepts. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, you don't have upgrades yet. I understand that. I do. I get it. 4th base up and running for Cristi. That's fun. Just going Immortal all the livelong day. Here is Cristi. Adepts getting pinned up on that bridge, end up getting killed. This Immortal very happy no one is chasing him. Although, shoot, here comes some Lings. Here come the Zerglings. No. Nope. Not the case. Roaches trying to get on out there. Injecting. Actually, consecutive queuing up. Injects there. I like that very, very much. Again, 1,900 minerals, 1,600 gas. Come on, DD. Spend that money. Get those injects moving. There we go. Queuing up injects is a good way to do it. Good way to do it. So it's very Roachling heavy right now. There's a single Hydra on the field. I don't see any sign of DD going for tier 3 tech. I guess if there's that many Immortals, you don't really need it. Like, Ling Hydra seems to be pretty darn efficient against those Immortals. Quadruple pumping right now, though, is Cristi. So it's a very heavy Adept Immortal type play. DD is working on +2, +2, +2 for all of his ground stuff, which I can get behind. I mean, if you have the money, get those upgrades moving. It's a good way to spend it. Good way to make your existing army that much more efficient. 14 Hydras, too. Where are they going with their muscular augments? It is 134 to 126 total supply, 92 to 64 on the army supply from DD. Again, I just feel like DD has an advantage here. The Adepts are a little bit scary, but not super scary here, especially with the Hydras. If they can stand back and sling at them, sling their little, needle spines at the Adepts while the Roaches are tanking a little bit, that can be useful. All right, here it comes. Big old battle. Hydras in the back are able to deal that damage, and the Roaches in the front are slowly getting whittled around, though. Time Warp being used. Trying to get out of there, trying to get out of the Time Warp. Cristi won that so handily. These +2 Immortals, man, are just destroying the Zerg player. 50 Lings on the way. Those 50 Lings would have been nice about 20 seconds ago, but now they're a little bit too late. Cristi decides it's time to move on up and maybe kill this base for real this time instead of just harming it. But those 50 Lings are a problem. Infestation Pit coming up. Alright, so DD's not getting stuck entirely on Tier 1 stuff, which is good news for him. Stalkers take out a Queen. Immortals there as well. Lings trying to go for that surround, and yes, Hydra's on the back. Lings on everything. That +2 attack is not finished yet. I feel like this would be a different battle if that had finished. The Lings are slowly getting whittled down, and finally the Immortals are able to turn their attention entirely and directly to the Hydras. But I think there are just too many Hydras here. That +2 is still not done yet. I can't believe it. Adepts doing that extra damage versus those Hydras, and the Hydras are getting whittled down. The Immortal too, but there are not many Hydras remaining. Nope, not many Hydras remaining whatsoever. The Hydras decide to back on out. Archons, Templar coming up for Cristi. 84 to 90 total supply. Resources lost. 23,000 lost by Cristi. 16,000 by DD. DD has been more cost effective by far at this point. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Nexus building. Is that a 5th base? A 5th base for Cristi. Done a good job keeping the pressure on the Zerg player after those early attacks. +2/+2 has been completed. A Hive's on the way. More drones finally being made by DD. It's 43 to 62 total harvesters. Cristi looking good. Are you still making... No, going for Archon now, which I don't know if Archon is as good against Roach Hydra. Really good against Ling, mind you. Super good against Ling, actually. 43 damage versus Biological with that +2 finished. And Overlord here, scouting out this army, seeing the Archons. 19 Roaches on the way. I think that's the right choice. I think that's the right choice from DD. Roach is the +2/+2, pretty darn efficient when it comes to dealing with Archons, especially if they outnumber them, 4 to 1, as I think we're going to see here. All right, Cristi taking a bit of a roundabout path. Is he trying to sneak up this way? He doesn't actually know about any bases except for this one. Cristi, surprisingly blind in this game to be doing so well. Long distance mining here by Cristi with the birthday cake. And here comes this base from DD. Archons stabbing away at the extractors, forcing the cancel on this base. I think that's okay. I'm pretty sure that DD can live with those results. It's just the army doesn't look that big. This looks intimidating right here. I feel like if DD decided to engage right now, it would not go well for Cristi. But Cristi decides to back on down after killing this base. Does not know about this one. Sadly, burrowing claws, or burrow and tunneling claws rather, on the way for DD. +3 attack. Wrapping up now. For Cristi, what's Cristi going to do? 10 Hydras on the way. DD is about 160 total supply right now. Maybe a little bit more than that. Adrenal glands coming up for the Lings. That Hive is finished. He's not really going for any further +3 upgrades. Whew, I had to sneeze there. Overlord getting stabbed in the face and moved into the path of the Stalkers. Run, Overlord! Nope. Blort, parts of him fall down there, parts of him fall up on here. So, here comes DD. Everybody's moving around. Tunneling Claws is completing here. No sign of +3/+3, but not sure that it actually matters. Cristi not getting any armor upgrades, which I'm surprised by. 11 Hydras on the way. 171 to 161 total supply. Cristi, again, continuing to macro so darn well. And here it is. Here we come. The Lings want to get on top of those Stalkers and the Immortals. And big old concave from DD. Getting on top of stuff, killing things. A lot of stuff is starting to melt here for the Protoss player, Cristi. The Archons are going to die. Yes. One remaining Archon here with 9 kills is still in existence, but that is it. The Immortals are gone. DD absolutely slayed that attack. Trying to warp in some Adepts. No, the Warp Prism gets taken down by the Hydras. All the Adepts are gone too. Running for his life once again is Cristi, losing an Immortal there. It's 101 to 86 total supply. 31 to 62 Harvesters, though. Have you lost a lot of drones? 18 drones have been killed by Cristi so far, surprisingly enough. DD really needs minerals. About 2,000 gas, only about 900 minerals in the bank here. Another Immortal trying to run for his life. Might as well stand and fight, dude. You're not going to make it home, I don't think. And no, he does not. He does not. So good defense there by DD. Both defenses have actually done fairly well in this game. Only base we've seen get killed is this one, I think. Wait, this one? No, it was this one. It was this third base here, which is just now getting retaken after this one and this one and this one. So maybe Cristi feeling like this one is a little bit unlucky, a little bit extra concerned, a little bit extra concerned. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. 20 minutes into this game. Cristi moving out once again. I'll say it for Cristi. Cristi does not stay down after he gets punched in the mouth. Because that was a pretty big beatdown that the Zerg player delivered. But Cristi's getting back up. Cristi says, I can do this thing. I've got Adepts to deal with those stupid Hydras. I've got Archons to deal with the Lings. What more damage can I do? I think this one's going to be canceled again, this base. By DD, unfortunately. +3, and +3 coming up for DD. That should benefit him fairly well at this point. So, army supply. 74 to 83. Cristi has the bigger army, forcing to cancel on this base again. And there's the cancel. Get it, DD? No, not canceled. Just straight up losing it. That hurts. That's a bad feeling. Coming in again with the Roach Hydra. Can they make this thing work? It is very Hydra heavy. Mothership Core could get focused down here if the Hydras want it, and they do. So there's no recall available. That's something I don't know if Cristi knows about recall, because if the intent was just to go home, you could have recalled everybody back home to one of these nexuses without having to walk all the way back and lose that Mothership Core for no reason. Making a new one, though. I mean, that's actually come out pretty quickly if they're being chrono boosted. No big deal. So DD's at 125 total supply, and making more and more drones, which is fine, trying to saturate this base. Doesn't really need to worry about gas, so understand that all the extractors have not been taken or are fully saturated to this point. Not a huge problem. I don't know. You don't want to go Immortal here. Actually, you know what would be good is Broodlord. Not much of this stuff can shoot up. But you'd have to go Spire. You have to go Greater Spire. It does take some time. But, you know, if you think about it. Broodlord would make sense. 2 Immortals on the way, +1 ground armor. Cristi finally going for the ground armor here, which I have to approve of. It's just DD is a little bit stuck right now. A little bit stuck on this. I do love the +3 that is being worked on right now, but here comes Cristi, maxed out right now. Holy crap, maxed out. 62 to 42. Worker supply 137 to 86. Alright, some Zealots mixed in here to try to deal with the Lings. Die almost immediately. The Adepts holding their own against this. Oh no, the number of Hydras is slowly whittling right now, forcing a cancel on that base once again. Cristi, are you okay with this? Okay, look, recall. Recall, right here. 50 energy, you have enough to do it twice. But Cristi, I don't know, Cristi's being patient. Just killing that base over and over, making sure the Zerg player doesn't have a massive economy. And I mean, 42 workers. I think the most workers DD's actually had is 50. Maybe 52 or 3. Never really got to 60, which seems like a bit of an issue. More and more Roaches on the way. More and more Lings coming up too. But it's 198 to 144 total supply. Cristi with the ginormous army. Again, not much of this can shoot up. There are really only 7 Stalkers. Maybe Mutas, just straight Mutalisk, would be pretty good in the situation too. But really stuck on the Roach Hydra Ling stuff, which again, the upgrades are fantastic. +3 completed here. And just +3, +0, +0. Here for Cristi. All right, moving on up the ramp. Here we go. Roaches, come out and go to their deaths. No, don't stand and fight. Just run. Just run. 3 of them do manage to survive to see the day. This base is in a lot of trouble here, too. That hatchery gonna die. Pushing the issue, though, is DD trying to stutter step micro his way through. Don't do that. Just attack. He is just attacking here. The Adepts on the top side doing a lot of work here. That Immortal count is huge. The Roaches are getting absolutely obliterated. Woo! Goodbye, everybody. Hydras are gone. It's 144 to 68 total supply. That is how you do it. If you are Cristi, so ground focused, so ready for Roach Hydra. Did not use Disruptors, did not use Storm. Just Adepts to tank the damage, Immortals to do the damage, and a few Stalkers for anti-air if that's what you're into. This Zealot has 7 total kills. We'll make it 8. We'll make it 8. Ling's trying to do this thing. Actually getting a nice surround on these Immortals. Not too shabby. Can they kill all of these? I mean, they are +3 with it. Holy crap, with Adrenal Cleanse, they got it. I mean, this is all there is. I don't know that DD's going to be able to pull this thing off at 31 to 148 total supply, but yeah, here we go. Pushing on up again at Cristi, trying to end this thing. DD refuses to die. He's trying to kill an Archon with Lings. Not going to happen. Queen here dying as well, and that's it. The GG. I think that's a GG from DD. And Cristi is victorious. Well done, Cristi. We get our first Protoss win on this map. Hey, and a PvZ anyway. Nicely done by Cristi. Again, lost some stuff. Lost some big battles. Time and time again, it did not matter. Continued with the plan. Continued with the Immortal production. Resources lost here. Again, Cristi lost more by a lot. 40,000 versus 33,000 on that resources lost. But didn't really lose a base. I mean, except for that one. Didn't lose anything else. Continued to get those workers. Pumping 62 workers at the end of time after losing 26 total. And made it work. So well done by Cristi. Again, congratulations to the Protoss. Hope you Protoss fans are happy about this. And this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another weekly edition of Midrank Madness. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.